This is just a quick video as a reminder about how retrieval works for maths in Carrickfergus Grammar School. So I'm going to run through just for week 2, session 1, because this is the first week now that you're now remembering to do it in your red book as opposed to on the sheet. So I'm just going to do a couple of examples here and remind you what happens. So I have my red book here, and with each session we take a new page, and with each page then we do a wee title. So this one is going to be then week 2, session 1. Today's date 22nd of the 8th, 22, and then we'll do this here. So underline. I'm just going to pick a question from each of the sessions and to kind of help you out. So I'm actually giving you the answers to some of these questions, which hopefully will be helpful. The first one we're going to do is question 1, 3/4 plus 5/16. So question 1 I write here, and 3/4 plus 5/16. There's no special prizes in Carrick Grammar for fitting everything onto one page. We want to lay out our work nice and clearly, plenty of space between each line, and working our way down the page. So we're just adding 2 fractions here, and so we're going to be finding the lowest common denominator. The smallest number that 4 and 16 go into is of course 16. So I'm going to change everything to 16ths. 4 times what gives me 16? It's 4. So I times the 3 by 4 to give me 12, plus 5 over 16. 12 plus 5, 17 over 16. And we would write that then as 1 and 1/16. Normally then of course you would go on to question 2, but I'm just going to do the question 1s for us here, just to remind you again about layout. So this one then is 1 3/4 plus 4/5. You can see it. 1 3/4 plus 4/5. 1 times 4 plus 3 is 7 over 4. Plus 4 over 5. So our first move is we change these into top-heavy fractions. There is another way of doing it, but I would suggest this way, especially when it comes to taking away ones, which are also part of this session. Next, just like above, we're going to use common denominators. So 4 and 5, the smallest number they go into is 20. 4 times 5 gives me 20. So 7 times 5 is 35. Times that by 4, so times that by 4, so that's going to be 16. 35 plus 16 gives me 51. 51 over 20, and that's going to go in 2 times, and 11 left over. The final session this week is going to be some bid mass practice. So again, we're going to do this question 1 here. Again, I'm just going to write it out with good layout and show each step of working out as required. So this question is 2 times 4, and that's all in a bracket squared, divided by 2 plus 5 squared. So our rules of bid mass tell us that the first thing we do is bracket. So we're going to do the 2 times 4. I'm doing nothing else here. Notice I'm just doing the 2 times 4, and then worry about the next one's the next line. So I'm changing my 2 times 4 to an 8, because that's the bit that's in the bracket. That's what comes first. Divided by 2 plus 5 squared. Next thing bid mass tells us to do is indices. So that's our powers here. So 8 squared, 64, divided by 2, plus 25. The next thing we do, so it's BI, and then D and M come together. So any division and multiplication we can do now. So here's a division. 32 plus 25. And then finally we're adding, and we get 57. So that's our just examples of how we lay out our work in a retrieval book, and also a wee bit of hint, I guess, for those question 1s. So good luck and get going. Thank you.